I chased the politician through the bowels of a dull cement office block on the edge of a 12-lane freeway. Everything about him suggested urgency. He hollered with the hurried fervor of a preacher. He wore the kind of close-trimmed beard favored by men who don't like to waste time shaving. He jogged through the building's basement parking deck in a long-legged canter, like a center forward charging for a long pass. 2 bodyguards trotted behind him, their pistols jostling in holsters. There was nothing remarkable about that, given his profession, and his locale. Enrique Peñalosa was a perennial politician on yet another campaign, and this was Bogotá, a city with a spectacular reputation for kidnappings and assassination. What was unusual was this. Peñalosa didn't climb into the armored SUV typical of most public figures in Colombia. Instead, he hopped on a knobby-tired mountain bike and quickly cranked his way up a ramp into the searing Andean sunlight. Then he was off, jumping curbs and potholes, riding one-handed, weaving across the pavement, and barking into his cell phone while his pinstriped trousers flapped in the breeze. His bodyguards, a photographer, and I all pedaled madly behind, like a throng of teenagers in the wake of a rock star. A few years earlier, this ride would have been a radical and, in the opinion of many Bogotanos, suicidal act. If you wanted to be assaulted, asphyxiated by exhaust, or run over, Bogotá's streets were the place to be. But now it was 2007, and Peñalosa insisted that things had changed. We would be safe. The city had gotten happier, thanks to his plan. Happier. That was the word he used over and over again, as though he owned it. Young women giggled as he passed. Overall-clad laborers waved. "Mayor! Mayor!" a few of them shouted in Spanish, though it had been 6 years since Peñalosa had held that job, and his campaign to regain it had barely begun. He waved back with his phone hand. "Buenos dias, hermosa," he said to the girls. "Como la va?" he answered the men. "Hola, amigo," he offered to anyone who looked his way. "We're living an experiment," he finally yelled back at me as he pocketed his cell phone. "We might not be able to fix the economy. We might not be able to make everyone as rich as Americans. But we can design this city to give people dignity, to make them feel rich. This city can make them happier." There it was, the declaration I have seen bring tears to so many eyes with its promise of urban revolution and redemption. It's been 6 years since my ride with the mayor of Happy, but the memory has remained with me, as vivid as the Andean sun. That was the day the journey began.